Hi, I'm Sophie Koala, MPP for Kingston and the Islands, and I'm here today with Dr. Paul Webster and Dr. Cole Van Vlak at Laser Depth Dynamic. We're doing a show to bring research and innovation into Kingstonians' homes so that you can actually get to see some of the amazing technology and research that is being done in Kingston and the Islands.
So Laser Depth Dynamics, or LDD for short, was a company that was spun out of Queen's University here in Kingston. The technology behind it was my PhD research, and with Partech Innovations and the help of the university and other community members like Roger Bose, we were able to found a company to try and bring this technology to the market. So the technology addresses a critical need in manufacturing, which is to measure and control quality in laser welding primarily. So industries such as the automotive industry, rail industry, air, lots of transportation, but also medical devices, microelectronics, and even some defense projects are interesting for what we do. I'm going to introduce this equipment. It's an industrial laser welder. There's lots like it, but this one is ours. We have this system connected to a 3 kilowatt laser source in the back corner here. 3 kilowatts is about 3 million home laser pointers, and we can use this equipment to focus down that energy to the spot about the size of a human hair. So an incredible energy density, and we use that to melt, vaporize, and ultimately join pieces of metal. So that laser is delivered through fiber optic technology. A lot of this kind of technology was pioneered in places like Ottawa for the telecom boom. It delivers the power into this device here, which is known as the head. So this brings the laser power out of the fiber and down to the workpiece. So somewhere inside this head, there's an optic that combines Laser Depth Dynamics product into the optical path of the beam. So after this point, both the high power beam that's going to do the welding and the LDD beam that is going to do the measurement are together. And so those beams travel down together, they're focused through an aperture down here, and they hit the surface of the metal. When they hit the surface of the metal, the high power beam rapidly heats the piece of metal up, melts it, vaporizes it, and then when that metal is allowed to cool, it fuses together to create a weld. So that's what this device does. And you find systems like this in places that make car doors, car roofs, automotive transmissions, fuel pumps, maybe even batteries for electric cars. These are the kinds of applications that interest us the most. But it's not limited to that. You could be in a rail environment, so if you make rail cars, defense, medical devices, or any other place where you have to take pieces of metal and put them together.
Can you give us the example of how this plays out in people's lives? They're driving along the highway. What happens in that when you have that disc and the gear that's within the disc, if the weld is not sound, there are some pretty serious implications.
Right, yeah. So first of all, I should say that every car manufacturer that's out there today works very, very hard to ensure the safety and quality of their vehicles. They have every reason to do it, both morally and financially. Right. In a transmission gear assembly in particular, they like to use a lot of laser welds because they're light. You don't have to spin as much mass to get the vehicle rolling, and you don't have to add fasteners or other things inside. So laser welds are highly popular inside these kinds of assemblies. Accessory that we sell, the vision accessory we sell that gets added to the component, laser depth product, costs about $100,000. And that might sound like a lot of money, but this equipment is expected to last and perform for a very, very long time. So it's produced and designed to a specification that you wouldn't find amongst consumer goods. So we have customers in cases where that $100,000 investment could pay for itself in a couple of months by reducing their other costs in their plant. This entire setup that you see here is approximately $500,000 in equipment, but there are many different kinds of laser cells, both large and small. This is very much research oriented. You might find small and more efficient cells for certain jobs and larger, more expensive cells for others out there in the wild. But the trick is you almost never get to see them because these tools are important trade secrets to everybody that uses them.
Sure.
So they want to be satisfied it's working well for them and then tell absolutely nobody else about it. So that's one of the cool things about our job. We get to go into those places. We get to see what everybody's doing and learn about it. Even if I can never tell it to somebody, for a person that's interested in technical aspects of how things are made, it's personally satisfying even if I can't share it with everybody else, like the viewers of this show.
That's great. Well, that's very, very interesting. So this is the head. That's what you're selling along with the computer technology. You've given us a really great overview of what you're doing. We're very, very excited, very proud of your work. And I'm very proud as well as with how much you're integrating with Queens and St. Lawrence. That local employment is extremely important. So on behalf of our viewers, thank you very much for your time. I really do appreciate what you've brought forward, the work that you're doing in our community and your contributions to the market.
Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate the opportunity to share what we do in the community.
I'm delighted.
Thank you.
Thank you.